Let me give you a quick scenario and tell me if this sounds familiar. You want to lose weight, whether that's 10 pounds or 100 pounds, it doesn't matter. You just feel very motivated to lose the weight. You make a commitment to yourself that you're gonna follow the strictest diets, you're gonna exercise every day, you're gonna do everything that's in your willpower and everything that needs to be done to get to that goal. You're pretty much all in, all or nothing. And then a few days pass, maybe a few weeks, for some of you a few months. Kudos to you. But then the burnout happens, or the plateau, or the one bad cheat meal that turns into a cheat weekend. You slowly or very suddenly start to spiral down into old negative habits. And then you start to feel a little bit discouraged. Because of that, you go into what I call mode, where you think to yourself, well, I already messed up, I might as well keep messing up. What's the point? And you're feeling very discouraged. The all or nothing becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The nothing part, where getting somewhere, instead of getting somewhere, you got nowhere. And you keep doing these things, these behaviors, for years and years and years. If that sounds like you need to put an end to this very self-destructive pattern that is very hard to recognize. And that's the thing. My goal with this video is to bring some awareness, because many people that have the tendency to think this way, to have this type of mental pattern, they never even recognize it. And it's the one thing that keeps sabotaging. But if this sounds like you, here's where you need to start. The first thing that you have to remember is that nobody is perfect. Trying to be perfect, trying to do everything right, trying to do everything 100% is probably one of the lowest standards you can set for yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with trying. It's the expectation that can be very toxic, especially if you're prone to this type of thinking. You know what's better than perfection? Consistency. People that succeed in life or with weight loss, they are not perfect. They don't do everything 100% right. They are consistent with everything that they're trying to do. And that is the mindset that you need to have. You need to prioritize consistency over perfection. What does consistency mean in this scenario, in the scenario of weight loss? Consistency, the most important thing is being forgiving with yourself. It means to not catastrophize a situation into the worst case scenario. One cheat meal, one cheat weekend isn't going to undo all your work or all your hard work. Whenever you do mess up, simply get back on track and tell yourself internally, it's fine, I didn't undo all my hard work, it's gonna be okay. Now, I understand this can be a little bit easier said than done, and if you do get that little voice in your head that is telling you, yes, you undid all your hard work, here's what you need to do. Stop, breathe. If you start getting that anxiety, just stop for a second, take a couple of deep breaths, and ask yourself this question. Who told you that? Just ask yourself, who told you that you undid all your hard work? What's going to happen here is that your mind immediately is going to start looking for answers. And the thing is, you're not going to find any answers because you didn't undo all your hard work. So next time that happens and you started, have those doubts, just ask yourself, who told you that this one cheat meal, undid all my hard work? Now, many times we do try to look for proof that what we're telling ourselves is true. It's a very self-sabotaging behavior in some cases, so many of us will have the tendency to go to the scale to confirm that what we're thinking is true. Like, oh, well, let me go check the scale because I know I did undo all my hard work. So when you get that urge, you need to put the scale away. You have to, whenever you have a cheat weekend or cheat meal, just put the scale away, do not even check it. Because the thing is, I'm gonna tell you right now, the scale is gonna be up, but it's gonna mess with you psychologically, and you don't need that. The thing that you probably don't realize is that your body is very smart at adapting. If you put on 1 pound or 2 pounds from that cheat weekend, your body can quickly lose that weight. It'll get back to where it was. So that you didn't mess up during the cheat weekend or the cheat meal. The problem is, the real problem is when you check the scale, you see that it's up, and then you let it snowball because you fall into this negative, abyss of thinking where, well, I already messed up, I might as well keep messing up. So stay away from the scale. Do not check the scale and look for the confirmation that you are right. Consistency in weight loss also means that you're willing to learn from your mistakes and that you're willing to be proactive about those mistakes. If you binge eat at a barbecue, then Okay, it happened. Like I said, it's no big deal. Simply move on. You didn't mess up. Just think, how could I have prevented that? Be proactive. Maybe I could have had a meal before I went to the barbecue. Well, I had a dinner, at work. They invited us out to eat. How could I have been more proactive? Well, maybe before ordering the food, I could have ordered, an extra glass of water so I could be a little bit more full. I could have had a Diet Coke, etc. Being consistent means being proactive and willing to learn from your mistakes. The person that's going to try to be perfect and the all or nothing person is going to think like this. Next time I'm just going to have more willpower. Next time I'm just going to make sure I say no to all temptations. That's absolutely wrong. And once again, that's just going to keep you in that hamster wheel where you keep repeating the same cycle. So don't do that. Instead, when you do make a mistake, learn from it. That's being consistent. Don't try to be perfect the next time that happens. Just plan for it. And finally, stop looking for the shortcut. I think one of the biggest symptoms of this all or nothing mindset is, let me find the shortcut. Let me find the diet that's gonna give me the quickest results. The problem with this kind of thinking is that you're ignoring the most important variable in weight loss, which is your individuality. When life happens, and it will, a diet isn't gonna teach you how to, manage stress. A diet isn't gonna teach you how to, do certain things when you don't have the time to actually think about it because your mind is elsewhere. Whereas learning proper habits is going to teach you that. More importantly, if you do follow the quickest thing or the thing that's going to give you the fastest results, the one thing you're not realizing is that you're only solving half of the problem. That half problem, let's say that you do lose all the weight that you want with the next 10-day cleanse military diet thing that you find online, you still have to learn to keep it off. And people don't realize that. Like, they never think, what's the plan after the plan? So stop looking for that, quick fix, shortcut, diet. Instead, focus on habits, which, by the way, this channel focuses a lot on that in teaching you the proper habits, the proper, minor lifestyle changes that you need to make. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you can, slowly learn those habits instead of trying to find the quickest and sexiest thing that's going to be out there. So just to kind of wrap up the video, remember this: you were born to be real, not perfect. Focus on consistency and not perfection. You need to break this toxic all or nothing mentality. You really need to break it because it's going to keep sabotaging you. You don't want to be in this wheel for the next decade or 2 decades where you just go all or nothing, okay? Watch this video a few times so that you can practice some of the techniques that we talked about in the video. At the very least, I hope that this video has brought some awareness, and that if you do have this type of mentality, you can at least find your own way to break it. So hopefully you found some value in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.